This is the second part of a Level 1 Functional Skills Maths paper from Edexcel. In this part you can use a calculator and we'll have a look at the questions one by one. Ryan will drive his car in Spain. The speedometer in the car shows the speed in miles per hour only. He will be driving on a road with a speed limit of 100 km per hour. Ryan uses this rule to find the speed in miles per hour. So kilometers per hour divided by 8 multiplied by 5 gives us miles per hour. Ryan thinks that 70 miles per hour is the same as 100 kilometers per hour. Is Ryan correct? We could do this in two different ways. One is to get this 100 kilometers and plug it in here and then go through the steps and see if it gives us 70 miles per hour. Or you could plug in the 70 miles per hour here and reverse the process. So go then divided by 5, multiplied by 8 to see if it gives us 100 kilometers per hour. Either way is perfectly fine. I'm going to go and use the 100 kilometers per hour. So 100 divided by 8 and then multiplied by 5. So 100 divided by 8. How many 8s would fit into 10? That would be 1, and we'd have 2 remaining. How many 8s would fit into 20 now? That would be 2, and we'd have 4 remaining because 2 times 8 is 16. Add 4 is 20. Now we've run out of digits, so we're going to put a decimal point and we can add a 0. How many 8s into 40? That would be exactly 5, so 12.5. Now we've got to carry out the second step, which is multiply by 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. 5 down and 2 carried over. As we get past the decimal point, I'll transfer the decimal point here. Now 5 times 2 is 10 and the 2 is 12. So 2 down and 1 carried over. 5 times 1 is 5 and the 1 6. So 62.5 miles per hour. So is Ryan correct? No, because this is not 70 miles per hour. Nicola wants to buy 30 litres of white paint. She sees this special offer. White paint, 10 litre tin, usual price £38, 15% discount. Nicola uses this special offer. She has a budget of £100 for the paint. Does Nicola have enough money to buy 30 litres of white paint? So she needs 30 litres. A 10 litre tin costs £38 usually. And we've got a 15% discount here. So I'm going to work out 10% of 38 first and then 5% and combine them together. So 10% of 38 is 38 divided by 10, which means we move the decimal point one place to the left to make the numbers 10 times smaller. So we get 3.8 or £3.80 in this case, as we're talking about money. Now 5% will be half of that. So how many 2's fit into 3? It's 1 and 1 carried over. Transfer the decimal point across. How many 2's into 18? That is 9 into 0, 0. So £1.90. Adding them together to get 15%. 8 and 9 is 17. So 3 and 1, 4 and 1, 5. So that's the discount, £5.70. We're going to take it away from the £38. So borrow £1 here. We get 100 pence. So 100 take away 70 gives us 30 pence. 7 take away 5 gives us 2. 3 take away 0 gives us 3. So £32.30 per 1 10-litre tin. And she's going to need 3 of them because she needs 30 litres of paint. So we're going to go £32.30 times 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 3 is 9. Transferring decimal point down. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So £96.90. And her budget was £100. So does she have enough money to buy 30 litres of white paint? Yes, she does. Luke wants to cover this wall with blue paint. He will buy blue paint in 2.5 litre tins. Each 1 litre of blue paint will cover 8 square meters of the wall. How many tins of blue paint does Luke need to buy? So let's work out the area of the wall. I'm going to split this into 2 parts. So we get this area here by multiplying 7 by 1.6. And this one here by multiplying 6.1 by whatever is left here. So we go 3.6, take away 1.6, which gives us 2 meters. So 1.6 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 1 is 7. And the 4 is 11. Now 6.1 times 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 6 is 12. So adding the 2 areas together, we get 11.2, add 12.2, which gives us 23.4 squared meters. Now, he's going to buy blue paint in 2.5 litre tins. So 1 litre covers 8 squared meters. So let's just divide this by 8 to find out how many litres are needed. So 23.4 divided by 8. How many 8s would fit into 23? That would be 2 of them. So that's 16. And we have 7 carried over. Transferring the decimal point. How many 8s into 74? That would be 9. Because 9 times 8 is 72. And then we have 2 remaining. But I suppose we can stop here, because what we can see is that we need 2.9 litres. So 1 tin holds 2.5 litres, and that's not enough. So 1 tin is not enough. So we're going to need 2 tins. Chris is designing a badge. The badge needs to be in the shape of a trapezium, have a base of length 6 centimeters, have only one line of symmetry. Draw a suitable badge. Use the grid below to draw a badge. So the length of each square is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So we need the base to be equal to 6 squares, the length of 6 squares. So it needs to be in the shape of a trapezium and have one line of symmetry. I'm going to bring it down here. I'm going to make a copy of it just to make it easy for myself. So we've got it with all the criteria being met. Jimmy works in a shop. He has this information about the 72 items sold last week. Jimmy starts to display this information in a pie chart. Complete the pie chart for Jimmy. You'll get 3 items: tablet, phone and laptop. Number sold 15, 44 and 13 respectively. Angle size for tablet is 75. So that's an example and that's been given to you, but how did they get there? So 15 tablets out of how many items in total? So add in 15 and 44 and 13 gives us 72. So 15 out of 72 times 360 degrees that there are in a full circle gives us 75. So we'll repeat the process now for phone and laptop. So phone 44 out of 72, in this case divided by 72 times 360 gives us 220 degrees. For the laptop, 13 out of 72 times 360 gives us 65 degrees. Now we need to represent this in the pie chart. We've got the tablet represented already. So we'll represent the phone first, 220 degrees. protractor that I have got online is not the same as the one that you'd use on paper. We should give you an idea. So we align the center of this with the center of the circle, and we'll need to start from 0 and go to 220. So here is 0 for us, where the part for tablet ends. So I'm going to go to 220. And this is where we stop now, or make a mark. The other part of the circle should measure 65 degrees. And that's about it. So that proves we've done the calculation correctly and the measurement. Question 6. Ben is an activity leader. He's planning a team building event for a group of people. Ben has this part of a map. Key 1 centimeter on the map is 1,000 meters on the ground. The group will start at point A and walk directly to point B. Ben needs to write instructions to give to the group. The instructions need to include the bearing, distance to be walked. Write the instructions for the group. Remember to give units with your answer. So the first thing we will do is to join points A and B on the map. And now we can measure the bearing, which is this angle here, because it's from point A to point B. So we'll get the protractor out. Starting from 0. So it's about 110 degrees. Now we're going to measure the distance between point A and B. So using a ruler, I get about 6.5 centimeters. So that's the distance on the map. We need to work out the distance on the ground now. So 6.5 centimeters. 1 centimeter on the map is 1,000 meters on the ground. So 6.5 centimeters on the map. How many meters is that on the ground? So to get from 1 to 6.5, we've multiplied by 6.5, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So 6.5 times 1000 gives us 6,500 meters. So the bearing of B from A is 110 degrees, and the distance between A and B is 6,500 meters. Ben records the time it took each person to complete a different event. He's completing the table with information. Complete the table. So the mean was 39 minutes, range 26, longest time 53, shortest time, what is that? So we know that the range is worked out by taking away the shortest time from the longest time. So we know the longest time was 53 and the range was 26. So I can take away the range to work out the shortest time. So 13 take away 6 gives me 7. 4 take away 2 gives me 2. So 27 minutes. Question 7. The table shows the price of a cup of tea in 5 different cafes. Calculate the mean price of a cup of tea. So we're going to add all of these together and divide them by 5. So 1.80 add 1.59 add 1.65 add 1.45 add 1.70, which gives us 8.19. So 8.19 divided by 5 equals 1.638. And since it's money, we're going to have to round it to 2 decimal places. So it's going to be £1 and 64 pence, because the 8 causes it to be rounded up. Here is a cube of side length 3 centimeters. Draw a net of the cube. Use the grid below to draw your net. We can see that each square is 1 centimeter long and 1 centimeter wide. So we're going to draw the net. So 3 by 3. Going to move it a bit. So we've got the 6 faces in the correct order and the net is complete. Charlie works in a beauty salon. He has 3 appointments today. The time needed for each appointment is Mrs. Green 1.5 hours, Miss Price 1 hour and 20 minutes, Sam 3.25 hours. He will have a 45-minute break. Charlie will start work at 9:15 a.m. He wants to finish work by 4:30 p.m. Will Charlie finish work by 4:30 p.m.? Well, let's add first all of these durations. So I'm going to add the whole hours first. So 1 and another 1, 2 and 3. That makes 5 hours. Then we got half an hour and quarter an hour. That's 45 minutes. Add 15 minutes out of these makes 1 hour and the 5. So 1 hour and 5 minutes. So that makes 6 hours and 5 minutes for the 3 appointments. Add to that 45-minute break. So that makes this 6 hours and 50 minutes. So if he starts at 9:15, if I add 1 hour, this becomes 10:15, 2 hours, 11:15, 3 hours, 12:15, 4 hours, 1:15, 5 hours, 2:15, 6 hours, 3:15. Now I'm going to add 45 minutes first. So breaking this down into 45 and 5, that gives me 4 o'clock and 5 minutes. That is 16:05, which is the same as saying 5 minutes past 4. So he wants to finish by 4:30 p.m. Will he finish work by 4:30 p.m.? And that's right. So the answer is yes. At 4:05. Question 10. Oscar is organising a show. Visitors to the show choose their seat at random. There are 350 seats available. These seats are numbered from 1 to 350. Oscar places a prize under each of the seats numbered 17 to 25. What is the probability that the first visitor chooses a seat with the prize? So it's out of 350, but how many of them? So it's only seats from 17 to 25, which would be 9 of them. Why is it 9? Because it includes 17 as well. So if you do 25 take away 17 gives you 8, but then you need to include the seat number 17. So that brings it up to 9. So 9 out of 350. We haven't been asked to simplify. If you want to simplify, you can. The probability that a visitor buys a soft drink at the show is 3/4. Which of these describes this probability? So 3/4 is likely. So there are better chances of it happening than not. So that is between 50% and 100%. So 75% is a good one for likely. Holly works at a garage. Mr. Bakir brings his car in for a service. He also buys 2 tires and a battery. Holly has this list of costs. So service £110, tires £49.99 each, battery £89. She uses this list to start to work out the bill for Mr. Bakir. Holly also has to charge 20% VAT on the costs to work out the total bill. So it is the service, which is £110, and then we have 2 tyres. So 110, 2 tyres at £49.99 each. So we can do this with a calculator, and it gives us 99.98. And then we've got a battery at £89. So adding all of these together gives us £298.98. Now we've got to charge 20% VAT on the costs to work out the total bill. So 20% is 20 out of 100 times 298.98 gives us 59.796, which in terms of money is £59.80. We're going to round it to the nearest penny and add to this the £298.98, which gives us £358.78. Use estimation to show a check of your answer. So if I estimate, I'd have 50 at 50 here to give us 100. So again, rounding 100, 100, 100, so about 300. And then working out 20% of 300. So I'll show that here. %10 of 300 would be 30, 20% would be 60. So adding that on top of the cost, so 300 add 60 gives us £360, which is very close to the actual amount that we had. And this is the end of the paper.